Okay, so my name is Natalie Powell, and this is my restoration project. So for my project, I chose to write a poem inspired by different events from church history. And it was a really cool experience because I got to, study a bit about each event and just learn more about, where the church came from and why we believe what we do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read the poem. It's a little small here, but I'll read it. So it's called Zion at Last, and it's about a girl's journey through church history, I guess. So yeah, our story begins with a question. Who is this boy, Joseph Smith? She asks her father, who looks up in shock, then bids her good night with a kiss. No one will answer her question. Men snicker, women tell her to hush. Don't speak of it, child, there are devils at work, and they hurry on home in a rush. One day she hears the whole story when her father's friend passes by. A vision of angels, a message from God, so glorious she feels she could cry. Her father scoffs and turns away, but she eagerly pulls up a chair and asks the man, "Where can I go? I want to see him. I want to hear." One day walking through the town, she glimpses it up on a shelf. She buys the small brown book and with care takes it home for herself. As she reads through its pages, her heart starts to soar and to sing. She prays and listens as the Spirit speaks, confirming the truth of these things. She shudders at her father's fury when she asks his permission to go into the water to follow the Lord. It's difficult, but worth it, she knows. A few weeks later, she is baptized by water and then fire, too. She joins God's church again on the earth. She knows in her soul it's the truth. A call to follow the prophet. It comes and she will obey. Leaving her home, selling all that she has, she travels to Kirtland to stay. It is there that she meets a young convert, not much older than she. They fall in love and build a home, a place for their family. A call to build up a temple and receive an endowment of power. She works with her sisters by day and by night, toiling hour after hour. The house of the Lord is a blessing in her life and the lives of her friends. They receive strength, guidance, and care from a Father with eternal ends. Forced to move to Missouri, but the persecution doesn't stop there. Hatred, abuse, and hardships don't cease. In her heart, she keeps a constant prayer. To Illinois they move once more. What else can they do but flee? Rejected, abused, and despised by men, with Christ they are in good company. The news spreads like a wildfire. The boy prophet in jail once more, taken and slaughtered because of his faith. The girl questions what was it all for? Joseph and Hiram are gone now, but the saints will carry on. Pressing forward in the strength of the Lord, her faith will never be gone. Another call comes to leave home, with a promise of hardships and trials, but of freedom and peace found in the struggle of each step for hundreds of miles. Brigham calls, this is the place. Troubles and sorrows are past. Relief floods her soul as her family arrives to Zion in the mountains at last. Good stories begin with questions. Answers will come in their time. God asks his children to answer the call, come one, come all, and be mine. All right, so why this project? I really liked just the perspective that I got. So I wrote it from the perspective of a girl living at the time of Joseph Smith and the Restoration. And I think that really allowed me to like put myself in her shoes and connect with the things that I was learning. As far as personal aspects go, I love poetry. I've always loved it. My mom, she's big into poetry, so I guess it was just a love that I inherited from her. So I was excited to dip my toe back in, because I haven't, done anything like this in a while. So that was great, and it was just a really cool way to inspire me to research more, and learn more about the history of the church. So for my sources, I used this talk by Jeffrey R. Holland, which I love, Miracles of the Restoration. It's a great one. but I used it because I think he does a really good job of capturing like the feelings of like the restoration and church history and those same feelings that I kind of wanted to like tie in and evoke, I guess, with the poem. So yeah, and then I used this excerpt from the Encyclopedia of Mormonism for more of like the specific historical details, like when she's helping the women of the church with the temple and moving around to Portland and Missouri and stuff like that. Um, and then okay, yeah, so some of the takeaways that I came away with from this project were just the saint's ability to overcome trials with, the help of the Savior. They demonstrate so much faith in God, and I think it's amazing how that faith, they're just able to trust Him and hope for the best even in difficult circumstances. And I was also really impressed with just the many, many, many miracles, those little evidences of God's love for his children, for each one of us. So yeah, that's my project, and I really hope you enjoyed it.